Hey everyone, it's your boy Anime X, and today we're diving into another epic What If. This time, we're exploring what if Issei was betrayed and Reincarnation of Alucard. The true death of Alucard. London burned. Smoke choked the sky, turning the moon into a dying red ember. The streets were soaked in blood. Human, monster, crusader, vampire. All the same in the end. And standing atop a mountain of corpses, Alucard. Coat tattered, glasses cracked, hair wild, flowing like a mane of shadows, eyes glowing demonic red with a hunger old as time. He was beautiful. He was horrifying. He was war. The enemy that killed him. This wasn't Millennium. This wasn't Anderson. This wasn't Walter. This time, the threat was something far worse. Every faction Alucard ever terrified joined forces to erase him permanently. Vatican Section 13, the Iscariot Order, Heaven's Seraph Army, Helsing Traitors, a coalition of devils and fallen angels, mage associations that wrote his name on their doomsday threats list. Why? Because after centuries of feeding, evolving, and unlocking his limits, Alucard became strong enough to threaten all creation. They could not let him exist anymore, so they formed an extermination battalion. The battle was pure hell. Exorcists chanted holy scripts. Seraphs rained lances of light. Devils launched destruction magic. Runic mages sealed the terrain. Iscariot released every weapon forbidden to mankind. Alucard laughed. A booming, delighted, blood-drunk laugh. Aya, this is what I've been waiting for. A real challenge. He summoned his millions of absorbed souls. Level 0. His entire army of familiars, Vlad the Impaler, the Wallachian soldiers, the hounds, the shadows, the dead he consumed for hundreds of years. A tidal wave of darkness clashed with armies of heaven and hell. The world shook, but even for Alucard, the numbers were too much. The moment of death, after hours of endless slaughter, after regenerating from every fatal wound, Alucard's regeneration began to slow. Then, a combined strike landed, a seraph spear of light piercing his heart, a devil king's demonic erasure tearing apart his soul, a Vatican relic stake soaked in Anderson's blessed remains driven through his throat. Alucard collapsed to one knee. Blood poured from his mouth. His shadows flickered like dying candles. For the first time in centuries, he felt something unexpected. Stillness. Death. Final death. The seraph leader approached. Alucard, no-life king, monster of ages. Your existence ends here. Alucard didn't kneel. He didn't beg. He didn't scream. He smiled. A slow, satisfied, wicked smile. Do you truly think you can kill a concept? His body dissolved into red mist, then into black ash, then into silence. The no-life king vanished from the world. The moment of reincarnation. Darkness. Then a heartbeat. Then another. Alucard's consciousness floated in the void. He whispered to himself, reincarnation? A delicious idea. He allowed the pull, the cycle, the wheel of fate, to take him. His essence slipped into a newborn human baby. A weak vessel, a mortal shell, and yet, perfect hiding place. The no-life king slept. Waiting. The name of this new life, Issei Hayudu, the dragon who refused to die. The underworld shook with explosions. Black clouds of demonic energy clashed with crimson fire. The air warped and vibrating from the force of two titans colliding. Cracked stone pillars collapsed. Flames licked across the battlefield. And the sky above the underworld bled purple lightning. Issei Hayudu stood battered, panting, bleeding from his forehead, cheek, and chest. Drake's voice thundered inside his mind. Partner, focus, stay standing. If you fall now, he'll kill everyone. Issei gritted his teeth. His legs trembled. His hands shook. But he refused to step back. Across the burning battlefield stood Shalba Beelzebub, a rogue old Satan, arrogant, cruel, and soaked in the blood of the innocent. His wings spread wide, swirling with toxic demonic power. Filthy half-breed dragon toy, Shalba sneered. You actually think you can kill a true devil? Issei yelled back. Shut up. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna stop you. His voice cracked from pain, but his spirit didn't. The first attack. Shalba lifted his hand. A massive sphere of demonic destruction swirled, compressing the air around it. Issei barely had time. Boom! The blast engulfed him. Crimson armor shattered, scales flying off like burning embers. Issei smashed into the ground, carving a trench through stone and flame. Blood sprayed across the dirt. Drake roared. Get up, partner. Get up. Issei pushed himself up, arms trembling violently. I know. Drake. Just give me a second. His entire body screamed. His heart felt like it was on fire. But he stood, and something in the back of his mind, something tiny, laughed. A whisper, a shadow, gone before he could notice. The counterattack. Issei roared, boosted gear exploding with crimson energy. Boost, 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 boost. A pulse of power shot through him, strong enough to crack the ground beneath his feet. He charged. Shalba's eyes widened. Crack. Issei's fist slammed into Shalba's jaw, launching him into a stone tower that crumbled instantly. Issei didn't stop. He jumped into the air, spinning, slamming his heel into Shalba's chest with enough force to shake the battlefield. Shalba spat blood. You filthy human. He fired a curse bolt point-blank into Issei's stomach. Thwump! Issei flew backwards, rolling through fire, stone, and smoke. He coughed blood. His vision blurred. But he stood again, because falling here meant death for everyone he cared for. The final clash. Shalba rose, his aura exploding into a black hurricane. Issei did the same. His crimson dragon shot burning so bright it lit the underworld like a second sun. Both forces collided. Dragon shot, demon obliteration, and then KAAABOOMMM. Light swallowed everything. Heat scorched the ground. Shockwaves destroyed the battlefield. When the smoke cleared, Shalba lay in a crater, chest crushed, wings broken. Issei stood barely. Why you defeated me, you lowly. Issei didn't let him finish. He gathered every ounce of energy left. This is for everyone you hurt. Dragon. Shot. The blast erased Shalba's body instantly. No scream, no smoke, just nothing. The battlefield was silent. Issei fell to his knees, panting, eyes losing focus. Drake yelled, Partner, partner, stay awake. Don't you dare pass out. But Issei was already collapsing. The coma. His vision dimmed. His heartbeat slowed. His body couldn't take the damage. His mind cracked under the trauma. As he fell into darkness, he saw red eyes watching him. Not Shalba. Not a devil. Not Drake. Something else. Something ancient. Something sleeping inside him. A whisper echoed. Soon. Then everything went black. Issei Hayudu fell into a deep coma. And far within his soul, a door began to open. The night they betrayed the dragon 3 days after the Shalba battle. Issei lay inside the medical chamber of the underworld. Unconscious, broken, barely alive. Machines hummed around him. A magic seal kept his body suspended in recovery fluid. His chest rose and fell weakly. He had fought Shalba with everything he had, and now he slept peacefully, unaware that the world outside the chamber had already decided his fate. The truth starts to show. The Gremory family stood in the hallway outside Issei's medical room. Graphia, Surzex, Rias, her peerage. They weren't mourning him. They weren't praying. They weren't even thankful. They were whispering, cold, emotionless, careful. Surzex spoke first. Issei Hayudu is a burden we no longer require. Graphia nodded. He is unstable, reckless, too dangerous. Rias crossed her arms, eyes hard, and way too clingy. He was always annoying, always loud, always desperate for attention. I only acted nice because he was useful. Ikino sighed softly. I never liked him. His perverted nature disgusted me. Kaneko scoffed. He was weak, and he smelled weird. Asia, usually pure and kind, lowered her head and whispered. He made me uncomfortable. I was only acting polite. Zenobia smirked. He won battles. That's the only reason I pretended to care. Everyone agreed. They weren't mourning Issei. They were celebrating that he was finally out of the way. The twin brother. Then the doors opened, and Issei's twin brother walked in. He looked almost identical to Issei, but cleaner, calmer, more chosen hero looking. Ria's eyes softened instantly. Kino smiled. Asia blushed. Even Kaneko lowered her guard. Rias walked up to him, touching his cheek. You're so much better than Issei. His twin brother smiled back with a gentle, well-practiced fake purity. I will serve the Gremory clan far better than he ever could. Surzex stepped forward. Then it is decided. The 8 pawns are removed. Rias placed her hand on her chest. A magic circle glowed red underneath her. She whispered, summoning my 8 pawn pieces. From Issei Hayudu. Inside Issei's medical chamber, his unconscious body twitched, then convulsed violently. Rira. The 8 pawn pieces forcibly tore themselves out of his soul. Blood rushed from his mouth. His heartbeat spiked and dropped. But no one rushed to help him. No one cared. Kino smirked. Now he's nothing. His twin brother stepped forward, placing his hand above the floating 8 pawn pieces. The pieces glowed, then entered his body smoothly. He exhaled deeply. Perfect fit. Rias practically glowed with happiness. You truly are superior. The cheating revealed. The twins' brother looked around, confused but smiling. How long have you all been close with me behind Issei's back? Rias bit her lip. A long time. Kino giggled. Months. Kaneko shrugged. Before the rating game. Asia whispered. While Issei wasn't looking. Zenovia's grin widened. We even had fun while he was training. Surzex didn't even seem shocked. It was all for the greater good. His twin brother laughed quietly. So, he really thought any of you cared about him? All the women shook their heads. No, not at all. He was annoying. A tool. A pawn. Rias finished. He was never one of us. The dragon betrays him too. Inside Issei's mindscape, Drake stood above his unconscious body. The Red Dragon Emperor stared down coldly. No pity. No warmth. Drake whispered, I never liked you either, partner. You were weak. Pathetic. A disappointment of a host. Your brother is superior. Drake turned away from Issei's unconscious form. I never cared about saving your life. You were simply the one who happened to activate the gear. Nothing more. Then, Drake left him. The boosted gear vanished. The decision. Outside, Surzex asked, what do we do with him? Rias didn't hesitate. Kill him. Kino smirked. In his coma? How fitting. Kaneko nodded. No resistance. Asia whispered. It would be mercy. His twin brother stepped forward. Allow me. I will finish what he started. Rias placed a gentle hand on his cheek. Of course, darling. The attempted execution. Inside the medical chamber, Issei's unconscious body lay alone. His twin brother entered quietly. He held a glowing orb of concentrated demonic energy, lethal enough to kill instantly. He placed it against Issei's chest. Goodbye, brother. The orb lit up, ready to erase Issei forever. But something stops it. The lights flickered. A chill filled the room. A shadow crossed the floor. Thin, subtle, almost invisible. The orb cracked. His brother stepped back, confused. Huh? What? Issei's heart stopped for 3 seconds, then restarted. Slow, deep, stronger than before. The room vibrated, but nothing awakened yet. No Alucard. Just a warning, promise, a whisper in the air. Not yet. His brother felt a strange fear crawl up his spine. He left the room quickly, sealing it behind him. The leaders announced the verdict. This decision is final. Issei Hayudu will be disposed of. Everyone agreed. The underworld turned its back on him. He was alone, dying, unwanted, broken, and in the darkest part of his soul, something old smiled.